Geico proudly presents the Sunday Night Anthem.
A perfect Sunday night for football.
It's time to go to work.
Hey, here we go, man.
We the big dog in this fight.
And 3, 2, was all.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's everything's right. That's why we're waiting all day for a Sunday night. All right, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday night football's kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived, come on, get up and cheer. Hey Jack, it's a fact, the show's back in town. Cowboys and the Niners in a classic showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's past have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for a Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's everything's right. That's why we're waiting all day for a Sunday night.
Prescott is crossing, it's caught for the touchdown.
This is just a show out here tonight.
Waiting all day. Waiting all day for a Sunday night.
It is another picture-perfect Sunday night in the Bay Area. 45 miles south of San Francisco, it's 68 degrees at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, home of the defending NFC champion, San Francisco 49ers. And their quarterback, Brock Purdy. He takes the field live and takes on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys on NBC's Sunday Night Football. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. These were the top two seeds in the NFC last year, Chris. They got work to do right now. I want to start with the 49ers. They're 3-4. They lost the rematch of the Super Bowl to Kansas City here last week. You know, the whole year's been about make up for the guys missing on the offensive side of the ball. What do you expect from them tonight?
They're going to be physical on both sides of the ball. I mean, let's face it, San Francisco believes that they're the toughest team on the field, regardless of who they play out there. So it'll be the same formula as the last 3 times they beat the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to try and beat them up.
Speaking of the Cowboys, they're a little beat up. They're 3-3. They were off last week, which means 2 weeks to stew in the 47-9 home embarrassing loss to the Detroit Lions. You hit the bye week, usually you hit the reset button. So what do you think we're going to see from Dallas?
Dallas has to find themselves. I mean, they really do. They can't run. They can't stop the run. And that's a dangerous formula against the San Francisco 49ers. The winner tonight still in very good shape. The loser, we've got a few issues to talk about.
These are a couple of franchises that define themselves by championships and trophies. They've got work to do, as Chris said, for this season. And it starts here tonight. Two of the great combinations of uniforms and franchises and stars. Center stage here in Santa Clara. Looking forward to a good one tonight. 49ers and the Cowboys, we've got it for you next on Sunday Night Football.
I think the best moments in sports are when you get a glimpse, even for a millisecond, of absolute perfection. Photography is the same way. My name is Walter Yost Jr., and I've been a sports photographer for 60 years. How many pictures have I taken in my life? Thousands? Millions? I don't know. But January 10th, 1982, the Cowboys-49ers NFC title game, it's up there with the best. It was a great game, back and forth. And then the 49ers were down 6, 58 seconds left on the clock.
The football is on the 6-yard line. 3rd and 3.
Taking photos is a little like football. It's all about making quick decisions.
Montana looking.
I was focused on Joe Montana with a telephoto lens. But when he released the ball towards me,
Throwing in the end zone.
I took the other camera around my neck with my 50mm and just started shooting. And the catch was born. Every time the Cowboys and Niners play, of course I think of that game, that photo. These teams now are teetering on the edge, desperate to show they still belong in the Super Bowl conversation. And hey, you never know. Maybe we'll get another glimpse of perfection on Sunday night.
One of the men who made the moment, Walter Yost Jr., that iconic shot of the catch nearly 43 years ago. That the most monumental of the 40 previous meetings between these legendary franchises. 49ers wide receivers of today, a big part of this season's San Francisco story. For more on that, here's Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Mike, and it hasn't been a good story. Last Sunday, Brandon Ayuk suffered a torn ACL and MCL in his right knee. He needs surgery. He will be out for the rest of the year. As for Deebo Samuel, he played just 4 snaps last week before leaving the game because he was having trouble breathing. After the game, he checked himself into the hospital where he was diagnosed with pneumonia with fluid in his lungs. Deebo spent 2 nights in the hospital, but was back in the facility on Wednesday, was limited in practice Thursday and Friday, but is active tonight. I talked to Deebo just a few minutes ago, and he told me with a huge smile on his face that he has no limitations tonight and will be good to go. One note for the Cowboys, running back Rico Dowdle. He arrived at the stadium and felt sick. He was evaluated by the team's medical staff and ruled out. So that means Dalvin Cook, who's making his season debut after being elevated from the practice squad, and Ezekiel Elliott will carry the load tonight, Mike.
All right, Dalvin's getting ready for this one, I guess. He and Zeke there. Mike McCarthy gained 300 regular and postseason as a head coach in the NFL. He was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers before his 13 years in Green Bay. Kyle Shanahan on the other side, 3rd time in the last 4 years. His Niners have started 3-4. The other 2 seasons, he took them to the NFC Championship game. Couple of legends blowing the foghorn here tonight. Newly minted Hall of Famer Patrick Willis and Frank Gore, the 3rd all-time leading rusher in NFL history, spent a decade with San Francisco. To set the atmosphere and the mood here in Santa Clara tonight. Well, Mike McCarthy told us last night he won the toss, he was going to take the ball, and he did just that. Cowboys win the toss and receive. So Anders Carlson, a couple of place kickers already hurt for San Francisco. He's the 3rd this year. Cavante Turpin, dangerous return man, as dangerous as there is in the league. Back deep to receive. Pretty important game for these teams. For the bye and take a 4-point lead into the locker room, 10-6. As Melissa Stark has run on over to get the San Francisco 49ers head coach, Kyle Shanahan. Melissa.
Kyle, just 6 points on the board. How do you get the offense going?
We can't kill ourselves. We've had 3 big holding calls that have brought about 80 yards in offense back and a touchdown. We can't make those mistakes. We missed a big 3rd down there versus all-out blitz, just missing that throw. And hopefully, I'm glad we're getting the ball in here in the 3rd quarter. We got to come out and get a score.
And your starting running back, Jordan Mason, now questionable with a shoulder injury. How does that affect the game plan?
I mean, it's next man up. We'll see if he comes out. We'll see how he is here at halftime.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, thanks.
It's been the story of their season. Next man up. A lot of injuries on the offensive side. Niners get the ball. They trail by 4. Here's Maria Taylor with the Toyota halftime. Maria.
Thanks, Mike. We're still catching our breath after what happened in Washington. So coming up, we're going to break down everything that went into the Commanders' crazy win, including some questionable decisions by the Bears and the Hail Mary itself. It's all coming up on the Toyota halftime.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads the league in receiving touchdowns? Welcome to the Toyota halftime. Let's go places. Watch me.
Davis going deep. Edge Tillman. End zone. What a throw by Winston. Domination on special teams by the Lions today. 65,000 strong are standing. Hurts. He's going to carry himself. He's going to run. He's going to score. The Jets have choked another game away. Aaron Rodgers is in disbelief. Pass Anderson. Touchdown on a quick slam. I'm here. Mahomes to Kelsey. Steps up, fire. Heads towards the end zone.
That's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like, not too many people get to experience stuff like that. That was my first time.
We've practiced that play 100 times since we've been here. And again, I have to look at what the execution was of that, but we have a body on a body, boxing guys out like basketball at the very end. We have one guy that's the rim that knocks the ball down. We got a back tip guy that goes behind the pile.
All right, so we know that Matt Eberflus had a plan for that last play of the game. Maria, Devin, Jason here with you. But the play before, Jason, you believe is just as pivotal as the Hail Mary.
It really is. 6 seconds to go. Minus 35-yard line. The corners play off. Let them throw an out route for 13 yards to get them to the minus 48. Now they can throw the Hail Mary on the last play.
Yeah, and that play is important. In New England, we call that cheap five. And Bill Belichick would say, no cheap five. And the corners would move up to take that away and make you try to throw it somewhere else. But it comes down to the last play of the game sometimes. NFL game happens. One play decides the game, and you watch this, you have Tyreek Stevenson, the last play of the game. He's worried about the fans. His back is to the ball. These guys are running down the field. You would hope another player would be like, hey, Reek, get in here. But when you watch this, you heard Eberflus well detailed. Everything that's supposed to happen. I got on Sims in pregame and said, hey, don't call out Byard. He might be doing the right thing. We don't know right now. When we watch this, he said you're supposed to box out. I saw Jalen Johnson, the only guy boxing out. No other player was boxing out. It was a lot of guys kind of panicking because when the ball gets thrown, you're sitting there, you're like, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to get right here. You're supposed to box out.
And
guys are like,
every one of them went for the ball.
Yep.
And there's young Noah Brown in the back waiting for the touchdown.
Well coached guy right there.
Absolutely.
So some mistakes you see there made by the Bears, but a huge play and a Hail Mary play by Jaden Daniels. He said he was trying to do two things. That was hold on to time, scramble a little bit, and not throw it out of bounds. He did both, Chris Sims.
He definitely did. The legend of Jaden Daniels continues to grow here, right? Phenomenal game today, getting the win. This play, you look at great Hail Marys from past Aaron Rodgers, whatever. The first thing you got to do is be able to buy time back behind the line of scrimmage so the mosh pit or the scrum downfield can formulate a little bit. Jaden Daniels does an incredible job doing that. Buys almost 13 seconds of time to where all the wide receivers get down there. And then within doing that, you got to be able to throw the ball high in the air. We know offensive guys are better at playing the ball than defensive guys. What a play, what a throw. Jaden Daniels is amazing, Maria.
Yeah, they can celebrate this one, but if you're Matt Eberflus and you know him, he was on your coaching staff as your defensive coordinator, how do you handle the two-year pro and Tyreek Stevenson after seeing what we just saw?
This is what I see Flus doing in the meeting tomorrow. Take accountability for the play before the last play. Guys, we should have had guys up there. He'll take accountability for, even though they've practiced thing 100 times, maybe we didn't coach it well enough. But the big thing he will not take accountability for is Tyreek Stevenson not being ready. Talking to the crowd, he's going to address that and address it hard in the team meeting, and that's what he needs to do.
And I would say the coach is going to correct him. He's going to discipline him, whatever they decide. As a veteran player, you now need to pick this guy up. It's only his second year. We got to move on. He plays. He's a starter for them. He's a big-time player. We got to get him back on the right path after a mistake.
Hey, listen, the sixth time in the NFL history we've seen rookies that have gone 1-2 go against each other. That lived up to the building. That was a fun one. Second half from Santa Clara is still ahead. But first, whatever your vibe is, you can find it in the all-new Camry from Toyota.
Tonight's first half replay is presented by Progressive.
It is another picture-perfect Sunday night. 49ers and the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Prescott steps up. Here we go. Bang! It's intercepted. Jair Brown comes up with the pick.
Things are getting down and dirty.
And Elliott for the touchdown. And the Cowboys and the Niners renew hostilities.
Does your coverage need a replay? See if you can save with Progressive.
Just one touchdown in that first half. It was Ezekiel Elliott. Dallas leads 10-6. San Francisco ball. It's time now for tonight's buzz, powered by AWS. That Elliott rushing touchdown, 82nd if you add the runs and the receptions. That is third most in Cowboys history. The quarterback comparison, decent numbers for both taking a lot of pressure here. The one turnover by Prescott on the interception in the first quarter. As for CeeDee Lamb, 7 receptions, and he was targeted 8 times in that first half. So that's about a career high for CD if that is maintained throughout the game. Targeted on almost half of his routes, 8 of the 17. That is parallel to what happened last year. Out of the break, CeeDee Lamb became a much targeted and a much more productive wide receiver. So Dallas won the toss, elected to take the ball. It means San Francisco gets it going in the second half. See the Niners back out there on offense. Isaac Dorindo, who was good on offense, running at the end of the quarter. He had Patrick Taylor back to take this little squibbing flag down right away because it did not reach the target zone.
Short free kick. The ball we placed at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, so the ball comes to the 40. Brandon Aubrey's got a soccer background. He can kick them effectively, but that one was a mistake. Here's Melissa.
Mike, your starting running back, Rico Dowdle, out with an illness. How would you assess the run game in his absence?
I think we're doing a good job. I think the most important thing is just to stay the course, make sure we keep getting the attempts.
And defensively, you've held the Niners to just 6 points. How do you continue that in the second half?
Well, hey, we knew it was going to be a rough game coming in here. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know, they've made a few more big plays than us, but we just got to stay the course. We need to get some takeaways.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Tradition unlike any other. And Chris and I look ahead to the Colts and the Vikings. Well, Dallas trying to make a fierce comeback. They don't. They're 3-4. And San Francisco gets to 4-3. 4-4, beg your pardon.
No, I was trashing it.
30-24, 49ers take the victory. And the Chevrolet postgame show will come up from Santa Clara right after these messages.